Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome back to The Candy Shop, where I am your girl, Candy Washington, and I love giving you my unique perspective on all things pop culture, reality TV, skincare, self care, and everything else in between. So, welcome back. And as you come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. Speaking of going live, we went a little bit later, a little bit earlier today, but we're just going to go and do the thing. So, we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. My candy canes are coming into the room. Hey, Vegas girl. She says, hey, Candy. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? That's right, candy canes. As you come in, drop your candy canes. Let me know where you're listening from. Like, subscribe, and we're going to do it. So, waiting for everyone to come in, I'll give a quick personal update. So, this weekend, what did I do? I went to my friend's birthday party, which was really, really fun. We played kickball in the park, and we just came and we had drinks and snacks and food, and it was COVID friendly since it was outside, and it was just a lot of fun. So let me know, what did you guys do this weekend? Hey, Sasha T. She said, hey, y'all. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Hello, beautiful. Says, oh, Black girls getting their shift together. Says, hello, beautiful. Hey, girl, what is up? Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Talina Bell. She says, hi. That is right. Shout out to my mod, Sasha T. She says, like the video. That's right, you guys. Like this video. Hello, Candy and all the candy canes. Hey, Miss T, shout out to my mod. Hey, how are you doing, sweetheart? What is up? Hey, Kimberly Thompson. She says, hey, Candy. Hey, 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 what is up? I'm going to drop the call-in link. Not that anybody has to call in super early, but just so we have it. Dropped it. All right, you guys, what is up? All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about it. I felt like it was a good episode. It was a little flat in the beginning, but then of course it picked up with the music video. But let's just get into it. So Candace's mom, off the jump. Oh, hey, Sharon Redmond. She says hi from Maryland. Hey, Sharon, how are you, sweetheart? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who was from Atlanta? Did I say hi to you yet? Oh, yes. Hello from Atlanta. Hey, Black girls, get their ships together. Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing? Welcome to the candy shop. All right. Okay, let's get into it. So Candace's mom is a trip. She has always been a trip. From jump, she comes in talking crap about the decor, talking crap about everything, just doing the thing. I still think it's really, really weird and really creepy that there is a giant cardboard cutout of Candace's mom in the room that she has in Candace's house. I just think it's really weird and creepy. It's like the mother's presence is just always there and just looming at all times. I forget to put my rings on. It's just out there looming at all times, and I just think that is so creepy and weird. Shout out to Sasa T. Candace's mom needs a confessional. LOL. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Shout out to Darren Hood. He says, "Hey, Candy Canes. Hey, hey, what is up?" Shout out to Ibadashi. She says, "Hey, gang. Hey, sweetheart. What is up?" That's right. We on gang. Welcome to the Candy Cane gang. Hey, Kimberly Thomas. Her mom does the most. She really does. She really does do the most. Black girls getting their shit together. Says her mom is toxic. Her mother is toxic, jealous, codependent, narcissistic, unhealthy. Check, check, check. All of the above. It is insane. What up, Jen? She says, why does she have her own room? So unhealthy. Hey, Talina Bell. Yes, her mom is strange. I still don't believe she's a psychiatrist because child, girl, it is scary. Hey, Sharon, she suggests ownership to me. Ownership and also just a very unhealthy mother-daughter dynamic relationship. We all know that the mom has had an issue with Candace's father. Like, I think the mom is still in love with Candace's dad. Because remember, the dad had cheated on her. I think this was before Candace was born, before they got married. The dad cheated on Candace's mom and had a baby with that woman, Candace's older brother. Then they ended up getting married. Then they had Candace. And then ended up getting divorced. And then the mom remarried. And then she had Candace's half sister from that marriage. And I think that Candace's mom has never gotten over the dad and that hurt. And I think during the time where it was just Candace and her mom, they formed a very codependent, unhealthy relationship that is still going on to this day. And you also kind of see it in a different way with Mia's mom. But Mia's mom has that codependent relationship, like Mia said, with her younger sister. And then that makes Mia feel left out. She's like, well, you don't look after me. You don't look after my kids, but you live with my sister and you always look after her kids. So her kids get a grandmother, but my kids don't, type relationship. But I also think it's the same because I still think that Mia's mom only sees Mia as the father's daughter, not as my daughter's own person. I still think she's holding a lot against Mia because she's not over the father. So a lot of generational trauma, a lot of unhealthy dynamics are going on with that whole situation. But a mess. I still thought it was shady that she didn't book Ashley for the music video. Maybe she thought she would not get shaded. Maybe she thought she wouldn't have drama with that. But it turns out Messy Mia bought the drama. Messy Mia brought the drama to the music video. Let's get into the music video. There was some other stuff going on in the episode, but the music video, that's where the juice was, and we can sprinkle in the other stuff. Miss Dorothy, Miss Dorothy, Miss Dorothy. You were so dead wrong. It was hard to watch and it was so cringy. Like, I was with Karen, like, pass over me, like, miss me with all of this stuff, right? It was so messy and dirty and honestly heartbreaking and sad that Candace's mother came to her shoot literally just to destroy her marriage with Chris. Like, I don't care, Miss Dorothy, if that's what you think behind closed doors, but when you are in mixed company, when you are on camera, when you are in public, you need to have your daughter's back. You need to have your son-in-law's back. You need to act like you actually give a damn about your daughter's well-being. But showing up on a very important day for Candace with a funky, negative, intentional, destructive attitude was so messed up. Like, you literally came there just to talk crap about Chris and your daughter's marriage. You should have showed up number one cheerleader. Candace, you look beautiful. You sound great. The dancers are on point. These cars are fly. Your hair and makeup. Oh, your friends. Hey, guys, everybody, let's get pumped. Let's get jazzed. You should have been Candace's number one cheerleader. But yet you came there and all you did was talk mess. That negative, evil energy, that's what you brought, Dorothy. How dare you be like, oh, Chris quit his job. Oh, is he getting paid for this? Oh, it was embarrassing and so hard to watch. So hard to watch. And I'm going to get into everyone who played a part. Number one, Messy Mia. Mia, overall, I like you. But you overstepped the bounds. Like, I've never been a Team Candace person, but I do try not to be overly biased. And in this episode, I was rooting for Candace. I really wanted her music video to succeed. I wanted to go flawless. I wanted her to have, a good, great experience. Mia, you meddling was so unnecessary. Like, coming to the music video, asking if Chris is getting paid, kikiing with the mommy about it. was just so messy and dirty. Like, if you're not going to come in support and be happy and be a part of the production, then don't come. It was just, I don't know, that left a bad taste in my mouth, because you can be shady and kiki, but time and place, and this was not the time nor the place. Robin was messy. Giselle was messy. The only people who weren't messy was Wendy, Karen, and Escala, because those are the only three with any type of integrity. And also, those are the only three with any real relationship to lose. Because again, I see something weird, and I see the cracks in Mia's marriage. I think her and her husband are beautiful together, but we're seeing the cracks. Don't project what's going on or what happened in your marriage with your husband, Mia, who has problems trying to micromanage you and was giving you attitude for now trying to be a businesswoman instead of being the housewife that he married, on to Chris and Candace, especially on that day. There's a time and a place for it. I thought it was, Mia, I thought you were messy. I thought you missed the mark. I thought it came across as very deliberate, and I thought it came across as kind of needing a moment, needing to be seen. I didn't like it. I thought when Chris came in, I thought that he was genuinely concerned. Again, I think the only reason he really wasn't there was because Candace put him on blast a couple episodes before about what Giselle was saying about him, that he was riding the coattails, that he didn't make his own money, that he was living off of Candace and all this stuff. You didn't defend your husband, but now you expect your husband to show up for you. He probably didn't want to be around these women after you went home and told him what they were saying about him without actually defending him. You left him out there to defend himself and your marriage. I'm sorry, but I would feel the same way Chris would. You want to talk about my manhood. You want to talk about what I bring to the table. You want to talk about how I support you and all this stuff. Then fine, you do it yourself. See how far you get without me. So I was on Chris's side. I felt really bad. I thought Dorothy was also really shady. How she kept trying to imply that she was the one still paying the bills for the house. Like, oh, Chris quit his job. I just want him to step it up and level up. Oh, does he really make money cooking? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Just an absolute hot mess. So that was kind of the music video. We can get more into it. Robin with the wand scene. I'm sorry, but can we stop with the Juan and Robin scenes? Juan looked like he was ready to get out of there. He looked like he didn't know what the assignment was. He again brought up something about having a baby girl, which literally still made no sense. She's talking about, you treat me like a coach. I want you to be more affectionate. And he was like, well, I'll just be a better coach to you. He looked like he wanted to cringe and crawl out of his skin when she touched him at the end. It was just a hot mess. We need less of Ron and Robin unless they're going to be truthful about what's going on in their relationship. Because right now, the scenes are falling flat. They seem really fake. Juan wants to get out of jail free card. Giselle and the Grace scene. Okay, first of all, can we take a moment to appreciate the beauty that is Grace? Her daughter is gorgeous and such a kind, intelligent soul. I really, really like Grace. She's such a beautiful girl, and she seems to have a really good head on her shoulder. So let's take a moment and appreciate Grace. We appreciate you, Grace. But I actually thought, because I'm gonna, you know me, I give Giselle a hard time, especially comes with her kiddos. But I thought her with the car scene, I thought it was cute. I actually thought it was cute. I thought their interaction was really cute. I liked that Giselle was actually being more vulnerable and being like, yeah, you know, if Jamal lived down the street, I would be like, you know, go to your dad and he can teach you, but he's not here and it all falls on me. And it was refreshing for Giselle to be honest and not front and not lie. Like, oh, Jamal's going to come on the weekend. That's why he's not here now. Oh, Jamal's going to come, blah, 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 blah. You know, lying. And the truth is Jamal's on the phone and with his other 11 million other baby mamas, right? So I like that she was actually being transparent and just like, you know what, Jamal's not here and it falls on me because she's a single mom. Let's be real about this situation. So I thought that was cute. I thought she was messy at hell at the video. I didn't like her outfit. Speaking of outfits, I liked Wendy's outfit. I liked Karen's outfit. I liked the Scarlett's outfit. I liked Mindy and Mia's. Did not like Robin's. Did not like Giselle's. Just that's not a shocker because they have no fashions. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, the candle situation. The candle situation. This is what I think happened. Let me preface this with one thing. Am I the only one who is literally shocked and amazed at how little business knowledge and acumen what's her face Wendy has? Like, to me, I'm so confused. 4 degrees, Professor CNN Wendy, you like zero, like literally zero business acumen. Like, it was hard to watch her struggle with trying to put together a coherent sentence about the vision for her company. She said a lot of words. She had a lot to say, but she actually really didn't say anything. It was almost like a Sonya moment. Like, I'm just a international lifestyle brand. Like, what does that mean? Right? Anyway, and then Karen comes along and she's just like, oh, the Grand Dame, we're launching our candle line. Yay. We've had it in works for like 2 or 3 years. You know, I like to do discovery. And then Shady Production was like 3 weeks ago when she announced the candle line. And then she was struggling for why it was okay for her to do it when she knew that Wendy was, right? She was like, oh, well, mine's 3 wick and hers is 1 wick and they're just totally different. She's getting great. This is what I think happened with the candle line. I don't think that Karen copied Wendy with the candle line. I don't think that Wendy came with her and was like, oh, I want to do candles for my essential home care line or whatever that she was having. And then Karen was like, oh, well, Wendy's doing candles. I want to do candles too. I don't think that's what happened. I think they were probably approached by the same candle products, whatever company that makes candles and like merch for influencers. And they got approached probably by the same people, but they thought they were special and they were the only one being approached by it. And then they both fell for the okie doke to be in business with these people. Because there are these companies that make the merchandise for like influencer reality TV people, right? So when you see these people, like when Lisa Rinna comes out with her duster cardigan, or, you know, they come out with their candle line or their, you know, facial mask line or their apparel line, their mugs and their t-shirts and their you know, it's like that merchandising world. So I think probably the same company targets influencers and reality stars, reached out to them and was like, oh, we love you, Wendy. We love you, Karen. Do you want to create some merch with us? You could do a candle line. And then they both bought the okie doke. So I don't think Karen copied Wendy. I think they were probably both approached by the same company and took the bait. Miss T says, I don't think Wendy has been approached by anyone. I don't think Wendy has been approached by anyone because they would definitely help her. No, I think that they were, because where did she get the samples from? Remember, she had samples? And the thing is, they will help her, but I think she's the one who has to put all the stuff together. Because there's a difference between the companies that, these are the companies where you put in the branding, you put in the like what it's going to smell like, all of that stuff. They'll send you samples and then you sign off on what the samples are. But the business side is up to you. Like the marketing and having the business plan and all of that stuff, that's up to you. Basically what they do is it's like fast fashion almost. They'll create the product, they'll create the merch, but it's still up to you to be the business person behind it. Because where did she get those samples from? Do you know what I mean? That's what I really think happened. Because if you look at all these influencers and reality stars, that's what I think happened. But let's see what you guys think before I get more into stuff. I'll go up a little bit on the comments. Okay. Hey, Darren Hood, I didn't like Robin or Giselle's outfit. Hot ass mess. Agreed. Co-signing that one. Hey, Miss T, Wendy looked amazing till she opened up her mouth. True. Hey, Eva Dashid at Evangelist Valerie Robertson Smith. Hey, girl. Hey, I'm convinced. LOL. Yeah. Hey, Jen. She's pretending, trying to make us forget last season. Wendy, she's pretending to be not so savvy. Hey, Miss T, I think Karen always had her candles, but she wanted to let Wendy get a little bit of shine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Karen bit off of Wendy. I think they were approached by the same company that's like, we can make t-shirts for you. We can make candles. We can make apparel lines. We can make this and this. Because there are, like that's how it's done. Like, there are these companies. And they approach influencers and they approach reality people who are basically influencers. And they're like, let's do these lines together. But it's up to you to come up with, like how Karen was on the phone call with that woman in the scene. And she was talking to the woman. She was like, oh, I wanted to say, like, let's get lit or whatever it is. It's like that. Like, they are the ones, they will help you with the manufacturing and the distribution, but you are the one who has to do the business side of it. You're the one who has to do the marketing and the branding and the logo and all that stuff. Hey, Jen. She gives a thumbs up. You guys are saying, hey, hey, hey. Hey, Evangelist is, hey, you, Candace Lane. Hi, Candace Lane. What is up, sweetheart? LJ Forever. That was uncomfortable to watch Wendy ramble on. It is obvious that not Nan one of her 4 degrees had anything to do with business. I know. It was really, really hard to watch. It was hard to watch her ramble because she just said a bunch of big words and really had no idea what she was saying at all. At all. Hey, Misty, I don't think Wendy had been approached. Okay, yeah, we got to that one. Thank you, sweetheart, for your comment. Hey, Iba Rashid. I think Karen Ben had the candle idea. It just looks shady. This town is big enough for both of their candles. LOL. Oh, I definitely agree. I agree. I don't think Karen bit off of Wendy at all. And I agree. There's room for everything. There's room for all of us and like everything to carry. Hey, Jam. Hey, girl. Hey, passing through support. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Hey, Jen, these must be special candles. Yep, Sasha Karen was approached first. She might have been. She absolutely might have been. Thank you, Miss T. Shout out to my mod. I appreciate you. Hey, Sharon. She goes, am I the only one who buys candles according to the fragrance instead of the brand? They ain't competing. Yeah, I do too. I don't buy super expensive candles unless I am gifted them. Then I'll love it. But if I'm just gonna burn it, I go for the scent, and I don't really need to spend a lot of money on candles. Like, I go for the fragrance too. But if it's like a really nice one, I'll save it, and it almost becomes like a part of the decor. Hey, Derby Diva. She goes, right, they usually are not the creators, basically the face of the brand to sell the product. Exactly. Yep. Hey, M Black Always. Oh, M Love Black Always. It would have been great if she did a collab with Jackie Aina. Who's Jackie Aina? But I do like collabs. I love a good collab. Hey, Ibashid. She goes, I'm surprised that Wendy's business acumen is lacking. I know. Eddie is a lawyer with a whole MBA. I expected more for her. Same. Like, if she's not faking this, it's kind of scary how little she knows. Hey, Vicky, happy Monday, Candy in the chat. Hey, happy Monday, sweetheart. Thank you for coming through and supporting us. Hey, Miss T, isn't it the same company Robin is working with? Girl, it might be. It might be, but I'm telling you, there are these companies. They approach the people, they do the packaging, the merch, and all that stuff, but you have to come up with the look and all of that stuff. So, who knows? Hey, M Love Black always. Karen definitely didn't buy a window. Exactly. Come if the design sense and durability testing takes a while. Yeah, I agree. I don't think she put off her either. Hey, reparations. Hey, Evangels. I didn't see you in the chat. Love, hope all is well. Yay! I love you guys. I love my candy canes. Hey, Miss T. As long as the candles aren't made by Erica Badu. Miss T. Hey, black girls getting the ship together. I didn't know that. Yeah. So the companies come through because it's like they're not. But okay, let me tell you. Okay, for example, Monique's essential oils. She actually makes them. She's whipping them up in the kitchen. She's doing her thing. She shows us, right? So that's actually Monique whipping up her Amelia Eve essential oils, and doing all the orders and stuff. I believe she does it herself versus what I think these companies do, where it's they already have the stuff. You kind of pick out and mix the samples, make little tweaks here or there, and then they're the ones who produce and push it out. So let's see. Okay. Hey, M Love Black always. Jackie Aina is a Nigerian American with a popular luxury candle company called Forever Mood. Jackie is an OG beauty YouTuber. Oh, nice. I'll have to check her out. And I think it would be great if they collabed. Wouldn't that be good? Hey, Derby Diva, do you think Candace put her mother up to what she did? Okay. Do I think in general Candace uses her mother as a mouthpiece to say things that she wants to say, particularly when it comes to Chris? Yes. Do I think she put her mother up to what happened at the music video? No. I think that was all her mom. I think her mom came there with a clear-cut agenda to say all this salacious and malicious and just downright disrespectful things about Chris and about Candace's marriage. I think she came there with a clear agenda, but I don't think in this particular moment Candace put her mom up to it. But I do think that Candace will use her mom as a mouthpiece in general. Jen says, I do. They are the same person. See, I think she does in general, but not at the music video in particular, because I think that really meant a lot to Candace, to the point where I don't even think she wanted it to be ruined, if that makes sense. Miss T, yes, those type of companies have made Kim Kardashian rich. Exactly. It's those types of companies that the Kardashians use. Yep, 100%. So let me know what you got. Okay, so I'm going to talk about boring Ashley. Am I the only one that thinks Ashley can go? So boring. But the only thing I wanted to say about Ashley was, isn't it funny, Miss Ashley, how first episode or second episode you were shaming Mia for talking about her vaginal rejuvenation? Isn't it funny that you had so much smoke for her and you were saying it was because she was ran through and all this stuff, but now you want to get on national television and tell us that your uterus is hanging out of your vagina and how it feels like there's a bubble between your legs? Isn't that funny, Miss Ashley? Keep it 100. You big hypocrite. You big hypocrite. And last season, you were talking about how your booty hole was torn, but you wanted to get up here and shame Mia for talking about her body in an open, transparent way. Miss me with all of that, Ashley. You're allowed to talk about your uterus hanging out of your vagina and feeling like it's a bubble in between your legs. Cool. You're talking about your post-pregnancy body and what is happening to you. I support that. Mia was doing the same, essentially. She was just saying, hey, my lady part didn't look the way it used to look. I went and I got some surgery so I could feel better and I could look better and all that stuff. So tell me, keep it funky. And also, Ashley, you said this in front of your brother and your uncle. I know certain families have different types of communication styles, and I don't want to talk about gender roles, but I would feel more comfortable talking about my lady parts at a boozy dinner with all of my girlfriends than I would talking about my uterus coming out of my vagina in front of my brother and an uncle. I don't have a brother, but if I did, or my uncle, right? So make it make sense, Ashley. You do a lot of you're very, very hypocritical. And to me, other than stirring the pot in Williamsburg, I don't really know why you're on this season. I like you, Ashley. I have nothing against you, but you're getting into Robin territory with me, where you're kind of just there. Same old story with Michael. Michael doing harebrained business stuff. Oh no, but he's so rich, it doesn't matter. Ha ha ha. Is he cheating? Is he not cheating? We don't really care. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know what Ashley is bringing to this season. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Ashley's bringing it? Do you think she's not bringing it? Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, ooh, I didn't miss the live. Nope, we are here. We are here, Young Rich. You are just on time. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Derby Diva, but Candace didn't shut her down. But Candace never shuts her mom down. You know what I mean? Because she does. She uses her mom as her mouthpiece when it's convenient, but I don't necessarily think she wanted that level of smoke at the music video. Hey, Sharon Ribbon, her mom made her look worse than she made Chris look. Her mom made herself look bad, and her mom made Candace look bad. Because at the end of the day, Candace is actually the talent. It was her music video, and Candace is the mother's daughter. So you came there, and you were being shady as hell, not just to Chris, but to your daughter and her marriage. And I really think Chris was trying, and I truly believe Chris would have been there if she didn't bring back to him that mess Giselle said. And you saw how Giselle repeated it to the mom as like a kiki. She was like, yeah, I told Candace that Chris was riding her coattails, and she said you said the same. Like, disgusting. Disgusting. Miss Dorothy, you have a whole husband, but yet you have all the time in the world to be so hyper involved in your daughter's marriage. What is your husband doing? Because I always squint at people who are so invested in other people's marriages, where I'm like, what are you running away from in your own marriage? Why aren't you putting that attention and that energy into your own marriage? Why are you so focused on somebody else's life? They're running away and they're projecting. Same thing with Mia. Mia, I 1,000% believe, was projecting her own marital problems that she either was experiencing or has experienced onto that situation. Because she should have came and she should have been like Wendy and Karen in Escala and just was smiling and dancing and popping it and locking it. She should not have came there talking about, is Chris on the payroll? Why do you care, Mia? Is it coming out of your pocket? Are you an investor in the music video? We don't know about it. Why do you care? It was bad, and it was not a good look at all. Hey, black girls getting their ships together. Her mom is a boundary violator, 100%. Her mother violates boundaries, and Candace doesn't enforce them. Hey, P. Hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hello, love. How are you, darling? Hey, Miss T. I'm so tired of hearing about Ashley and her body parts. Me too. I'm tired of hearing about Ashley and her body parts. I'm tired of her shaming other people. She's just boring right now. Like, I feel like she's ran her course. Black girls getting their shit together. Ashley needs to go. I agree. Like, there's nothing left. There's no there. And I'm going to be honest. Y'all might not agree with me, but I kind of miss Michael Darby being more on the show. Maybe I'm tripping. What do you guys think? Hey, Derby Diva, Ashley and her brush should have been gone. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Ashley. I agree. Sharon says, no, Ashley brings the fire and the heat. Okay, so we have an Ashley supporter. We have an Ashley supporter up in here. Hey, Miss T, poor Uncle Lump was not abused. Ramona G, that's her storyline. I know, it is. It is her storyline. It's too much. It's too much. P says torn booty holes. Hey, Gen X. She goes, if she stays, she can't have another TV pregnancy. She may be fired in the spot. LOL. I don't want to see her pregnant again. I don't want to see her motherhood journey again. We got it. The first time was adorable. The second time, great baby, but no, it's just too much. It's just the same. No, we're here, Young Rich, and I'm happy you're here. Thank you for joining me, sweetheart. Hey, LJ Forever. I have no problem with women breastfeeding in public, but I think modesty is key. Ashley will break a tit out anywhere, and for her to have her uterus talk during dinner, too much. Way too much. Hey, Brenda. She says, hi, Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. How are you, love? What is up? Hey, Miss T. I think the ladies were also laughing at Mia because she didn't have the right name for the surgery she got. True. That is very true. That's very true. Hey, Brenda says, hi, my sister. Hello, beautiful. How are you? What is up? What is up? If you guys are having fun, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're catching this on the replay, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Comment, and let me know what are your thoughts on all this kiki on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Hey, black girls getting their shit together. The only Ash is bringing is breast milk. Yeah. Hey, Young Rich actually brings it when she wants to. No, I agree. Like, she has her moments where she brings it, and she has her moments of stirring the pot. But I think overall, she can kind of go. Unless next season she cannot be pregnant. Number one, she cannot be pregnant. Number two, she has to bring something more than Michael cheating. Been there, done that. And I don't think we're invested in the survival of her marriage, if that makes sense. I don't mean like we want a demise in a mean way, but I think there's a difference between a couple that you root to stay together and you're invested in their marriage lasting. I don't think anybody is particularly invested in the longevity of Ashley's marriage because it just seems so transactional. Hey, Kimberly Thompson, she's doing the most too. Absolute most. Hey, Miss T, Candace can't shut her mom down. She hasn't forgotten the purse. Pop. Hey, Domino, I agree at Young Rich. She is holding back on purpose. Hey, Brenda, Candy Canes, please support my channel too when you get a few minutes to spare. That's right. Go support Brenda. She is great. She is great. Hey, P, Dorothy is a mess. Mia instigated. Gizzard is awful. Karen was diplomatic and just perfect in my opinion. I agree on all accounts, P. I agree on all accounts. Dorothy was a hot mess. And honestly, it was hard to watch. It was cringy because this is your child and your child's marriage. And I know you may not approve of her choice, but it's her choice. And to do that so publicly and so shamelessly, to the point where Karen was like, we're mic'd. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop. It was a lot. Hey, Miss T. She goes, Chris was trying to make money to help pay for the video, but I don't think he needs to be her manager anymore. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. She did say the video cost like $10,000 and all this stuff. I think Chris really is trying to help her and support her. I do think that they really do love each other. That's why I think it's I think it's really sad and tragic that the mother is trying to sabotage it and that Candace allows her mother and people like Giselle to sabotage her marriage. Because the only reason why they're trying to sabotage it is because I think they wish they had something like it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, like, money aside, having a partner that is willing to support you and love you and be with you and ride with you is very special and really meaningful. And Giselle clearly does not have that. Robin clearly does not have that. Mia, I think the cracks are showing because she was very triggered by the situation. and was projecting a lot. And the mother, we all know, has a whole host of problems. So, ugh. Hey, Young Rich, I think Ashley can rest this season. To be honest, she has been the hardest worker for the Bravo check every season. I think that her take this time to breast pump and rest and come strong at the reunion and next season. Yeah, maybe. But I feel like in the Real Housewives universe, it's still a job. It's still your job, right? Hey, Sam, I'm still trying to figure out how Dorothy got two fine surgeons to marry her. Likewise. Maybe I need to talk to Miss Dorothy. Maybe she's got something going on. Hey, Kimberly, Giselle is so miserable. I'm sick of her too. Same. Giselle can go, Robert can go, Ashley can go. It's a mess. Hey, love Black always. My mom would have been told to leave my video shoot and unwelcome at our home until she genuinely apologizes to my husband. Same. Like, my mom wouldn't do that, thank God. But I agree. If my mom had done that, she would have been asked to leave. Wait, actually, no. I'm being tough right now, but I don't know if I could ever really ask my mom to leave anywhere. But I would want to. But my mom wouldn't do that. So let's see. Okay. Hey, Sam. Dorothy was waiting to get that off her chest. Yeah, I think she was waiting. And I also think she came there with an agenda. Like, I don't think Dorothy in the moment was just like, oh, is Chris getting paid for this? Did he lose his job? Blah, blah, blah. And again, I don't think Chris quit his job. I think it was the pandemic and he worked in hospitality and restaurants. And a lot of people in hospitality, waiters, hostesses, cooks, chefs, got laid off and didn't have anywhere to go and didn't have work. The pandemic hit so many people so hard. Again, I think Chris may have been a little depressed about that. He lost his livelihood. He lost his passion. He's trying to help his wife out. And the fact that he's helping her out, now people are emasculating him for it. That has to be really hard. And I'm not the biggest Chris and Candace fan, but I can be empathetic to somebody's situation. You know what I mean? Hey, Gen X, I think it was a stage TV moment. Chris had a perfectly clean apron, didn't even make a sandwich. Well, damn, Jen. Well, damn. Come through. She was like, perfectly clean apron. I love it. Hey, Ramona G, Chris doesn't work. Who's paying for the house? I mean, allegedly, Dorothy was trying to say she was. That's what Dorothy was getting at. That's why she was saying, oh, did he quit his job? Oh, he's a cook. I didn't know they paid for that. That's a big house, isn't it? Isn't that a big house? They just got a house, right? Dorothy was trying to imply that she was still paying for the house. Hey, my opinion at yours. Hey, Candy the Candy Canes. Hey, girl, what's up? Hey, Candy the Candy Canes. Hey, Sam. Dorothy should be the housewife again. Should be the supporting character like Cynthia and Noelle. Amazing. Jen says, didn't even throw some flour on that apron, LOL. I mean, it was crispy clean. It was. But then his anger seemed genuine because the producer was just like, don't go over there now. And he was like, oh, I'll wait. So who knows? Hey, Miss T, Mia couldn't wait to have that conversation with her husband. She could say her points through Candace. Exactly. I think Mia saw herself and her marriage and her situation and whatever she perceived Candace's and Chris's situation to be, and was projecting that onto the situation. And so instead of saying to her husband, this is how I feel when you interfere with my work, when you interfere with my job, when you put me down, when you don't support me, when you don't show up for me, instead of saying that directly to her husband, she wanted to do it the okie doke way. Oh, so Candace and Chris are going through these things and this doesn't work out and blah, 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 blah. And then it affects their bedroom and da, 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 da. She was trying to say to her husband through the Candace and Chris situation what she was unable to say to him directly. 100%. Hey, LJ Forever. On Watch What Happens Live, Candace was still giving Giselle a pass for her shadiness, saying you just have to meet her where she is. I don't get it. Yeah, and then on our other live, someone was saying that Chris was on an Instagram live and he was still defending Giselle. So maybe behind the scenes there's some alliances being made. I don't know. It smells like an Erica Rinna situation, right? Where it's like Lisa Rinna is defending Erica because there's something shady that they're doing together, not so much because she actually believes her, right? Brenda says, LOL, Ashley. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, Brenda. Young Riches, I know y'all like Mia, but I just can't get into her. I don't know what it is. You know what it is? I like Mia, but there is something. It's like a tick. There's like a tick that's kind of off with her still. If that makes sense. But I do like it. I did not like what she did at the music video. I thought that was really low down and really shady and just not okay. I do think that there are cracks in her marriage that are showing. I like them together, but I think the cracks are showing. I think with her mom, unhealthy. I don't think the mom's in a good place to be a healthy mother figure or friend to me, and I think that's sad, but I think that's just kind of where it's at. Hey, P. So I'm good. Glad I finally caught a live. Yeah, me too. Me too. Come through. I'm happy you're here, love. Hey, Sam. Candace could have had at least got a free Fashion Nova sponsorship for the video. I know. She said 10K? On what? On what? But I will say this. When it comes to what happened with the cars, stuff goes wrong on shoots. Again, we're not going to find out what happened behind the scenes probably until next episode. Like Chris said, he confirmed everything at 1:00. They had some car show, but the cars didn't show up. Having been on set, things go wrong. Things don't show up. Nobody likes it happening. Everybody gets upset. Well, actually, let me put it this way. On professional sets, you understand that things go wrong and are delayed. And you actually don't get upset because you know that's kind of how things go. I don't know. And also, speaking of that, it also does go to show how shady Mia was from the get. She was like, oh, I'm in a parking lot, but it's not even a new one. And I don't want to show up to like a low budget something or whatever. I don't know. Hi, Entrepreneur Life with Ebony. She goes, hey, Candy, haven't watched last night's episode, but here for the commentary. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Young Rich says, actually, I know what it is. What is it? What is it, Young Rich? Tell us. What is it? Hey, Talina Bell. Listen, Michael is hilarious to me. He brought all the drama. I miss him being in the mess. I miss Michael, too. You know what? We just cracked the case. That is why Ashley is so boring this season. She doesn't have Michael. I think Michael is what made Ashley even more entertaining. I miss Michael. I do. Darren Hood, Ashley is the bone carrier at all times. She does love to carry a bone. This is very true. But I also don't like that she's so shady to Karen and Wendy and is still kissing Giselle's butt. I don't get that and I don't like it. Hi, Entrepreneur Life with Ebony. Yes, Michael brings a controversy. Yup. Totally. Hey, Sam. It's crazy how much generational wealth Twitter loves Candace. Let's get into that. I have seen that same narrative around Candace, right? Where it's like, oh, people don't like people say that they want, black generational wealth, black wealth, and then you have a girl who's black and she has, family money and wealth, and then we badger her and that's why we don't like her and blah 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 blah. I just don't agree with that. I don't think the reason people don't rock with Candace is because she's black and wealthy. I think people don't rock with Candace because of her personality. That's what I think. I don't think she's a very likable person. I think there's a difference between you can have wealth without being spoiled. am a person, if I think if you have family money and generational wealth and you don't have to work, then don't. Enjoy it. Whether you are black, white, purple, pale, or pink, blue, whatever. But there is a difference between having generational wealth and being wealthy and acting like a spoiled brat and a spoiled princess. You're in your mid 30s acting like you're 10 years old, throwing temper tantrums, holding grudges, being emotionally stunted, having Twitter and Instagram fights with anybody and everybody. And then you just say really, really hurtful, nasty, spiteful, below the belt things to people. That is why people don't like you. It has nothing to do with the fact that Candace is black with money. Nothing at all, at least in my personal opinion. I really think, and also Candace tried to say that it was colorism with Ashley. Again, does colorism exist? 1,000%. Does racism exist? 1,000%. In general, are there people who are bothered by black wealth? 1,000%, right? But I just don't think that that is the case in this particular situation. So I don't know. And I think we can have better examples of it. But let me know what you guys think. Hey, Derby Diva, Michael Derby being absent is why she's so... Exactly, he gave her relevance. Yep, exactly. Hey, Sam, Michael Darby's everything Peter Thomas tried to be. Peter Thomas walked so Michael Darby could run. Yay, thank you, Brenda. That's right. Like this video, like, subscribe. You got it. Hey, Young Rich. See, this is why Eva deserves a season not being pregnant. I agree. Eva deserves a season not being pregnant. Ashley can't come back pregnant again. If she comes back 3 times, it's just too much. Hey, Eva Nasheed, you ain't tripping. Mike has those classic one-liners. He never saw it for the Dixons. He never saw it for the Dixons, but he saw it for one Dixon. Hey, Candy Get a Witness. Hey, Candy and the Candy Kids. I'm also done with the motherly storyline. You know what? Me too. I am. I'm done with it too. Hey, Miss T. Michael made Ashley more messy cause Ashley trying to control him was TV gold. Yeah. And now that he's trying to be like the reformed Michael and he's not really on the show that much, boring and flat. Hey, Sharon, wherever my daughter got hungry, I whipped it out. Oh, for your baby? Yeah, I'm fine with breastfeeding in the public breastfeeding. I think it's fine. Hey, Sam, Dorothy could have at least dressed on theme. I know. She came like she was going to like... I don't even know where she was coming from. Hey, Derby Diva, Candy, I absolutely love how you read the majority of your comments. We actually feel a part of your segment. Oh my gosh, you're welcome. Yes, and you guys are totally a part of this segment. I don't know if you were with me at the very beginning when I first started doing the lives and stuff, but what I always said was I always want it to be a conversation with me and my candy cans and with each other. So I'll give my perspective, but I want to talk to you guys, and I want your opinions up there. So yes, we are doing it together, and thank you, Derby Diva. Let's see. Hey, Jen, she goes, the movie thing is a tease for next season's storyline. Ashley knows she's in danger. You know what? That just might be right. All this, he's gonna be a movie producer and she's gonna star in it. Oh God, that's like another Randall. Do you guys watch the Vanderpump Rules with Randall and Lala? How all of a sudden, hey Brenda, you're welcome, sweetheart. How he puts her in all his movies now, and 50 Cent almost knocked him out because he owed him like $500,000 or something like that. Hey Miss T, Michael, and what movies will he make? If done right, could be really good. What kind of movies, right? What kind of movies? Hey, LJ Forever, for the safety of production, I do not miss old, weird, sex-offending Michael. He should have been off the show, and Ashley too by association. I agree with, okay, that's what's tough. And I was talking about that in my other video when we were talking about Jen Shaw, right? It's so hard sometimes to like someone or root for them or find them entertaining. And this is a big dilemma in general, when they also have this other side that's really bad. Like the whole Jen Shaw, like I like Jen Shaw and I want to like be like, oh, when they do this to her, blah, 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 blah. But then there's that cloud of she allegedly, defrauded all of these people and she did all these horrible things. So it's hard to say, let's have a kiki about what they bring to the show, knowing that happened. Same thing with like Michael and Ashley. It's like, I think they're a good kiki. Like, I think them together is really entertaining. But again, he allegedly does all this weird sex offending stuff. So that's another bucket there. That's too. So thank you for bringing that up, LJ. It is hard to balance the two. It is hard to balance being objective and having fun and having a kiki, but then knowing that they've done this like really weird, shady stuff, right? So it's tough. It's a tough balance. Hey, Darren Hood, Mia threw shade at Candace on Twitter. Ooh, what did she say? What did she say? I need to get in these Twitter streets too. I just be over here minding my business. I need to get in these Twitter streets. Ms. T, I wish Wendy could have waited to talk to Candace. The video shoot was not the time to run and tell her that information. I'm torn on that one. I'm torn because I don't know if Wendy was telling Candace because she wanted Candace to go shut it down. If that was her intent, then I think it's good she told her in the moment, because maybe she was just like, y'all are really getting all up in Candace's business, and maybe she expected Candace to shut it down. That's the only reason why I think it would be okay for her to tell her in the moment. Hey, M Love Blacks Always. I thought Giselle and Robin were her alliances. They keep showing their treacherous hands when it comes to them causing issues in the ladies' marriages. Giselle and Robin are, their only allegiances to each other. Barely. Let's put it this way. Robin's only allegiance is to Giselle, and Giselle's only allegiance is to herself. Hey, Vicky, remember Chris was the hit big time due to the pandemic? Was hit big time due to the exactly. Yeah. We have to show people grace. You know what I mean? We have to show them a little bit of grace. Hey, can I get a witness? Dorothy was being the mature and immature mother who continued to seek attention and live vicariously through Candace. They're just alike and same. And same issues continue. Tired. Yep, I agree. Hey, Miss T, is it just me or is it weird that Giselle always wants Chris to feed her? Giselle might be trying to get some brown peen. Hey, Sharon Redmond, Dorothy worked them roots. Oh, no. Not the roots. Oh, no, not the roots. Hey, all day forever. I missed you exactly. Ashley's family wanted to ask that question, especially when she said she wanted her to be in them. They'll be straight. Oh, you guys. Can I get one? The other women are going anyway. Yeah, I don't think the women are going anywhere. I don't think so either. I think they'll all come back for the next season. Except for maybe not a Scala. I don't know. Ms. T, Candace is lucky she had friends with money. My friends group cars are not video ready. I know. She got scrappy with it. Hey, Ramona G, Karen had me laughing so hard at Dorothy. Yeah, me too. Okay, she's like, pass over me. I loved it. I'm going to drop the call and link if anybody wants to call in. I'll drop it now. Hey, Miss T. Chris needs to use his wife's Instagram and go live cooking. Chris needs to do something. He does not need to be her manager anymore, because that's going to just lead to divorce. Hey, Domino. To me, I thought it was kind of weird to have Candace's mother in the music video. I thought it was weird, and I thought she was completely misplaced, and she looked out of place. She was completely not dressed in the theme, and I don't really know how that works in this drive-into video where it's like you go meet your homegirls and then your mom is looking like she's about to go to Target. I don't know how that makes sense. I wouldn't wanted her there. Hey, Diva1675. Hi, I'm here. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for joining. Hey, beautiful Jaja. She goes, salam. Salam. Not sure. Hey, Sipwiti. Hey, Candy. I got a notification for 9 p.m. That might have been a funky thing with YouTube. I don't know. But you're here. So thank you, sweetheart. Sorry the notification went wrong. Hi. Hey, Emily. How are you? Emily? Are you ready?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I was wanting to call in because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like all the ladies do what Candace does, and I just feel like she gets on a lot of unnecessary flack. I feel like out of all of them, that would be the one I want to be friends with because she's funny, she's loyal. I feel like the reason why her and Monique didn't get along, like, because she stood so hard. Why her and Ashley don't get along is because she was standing up for Monique so hard, and what Ashley said about her miscarriage, and that's why Candace went after Ashley's, motherhood journey because she went what she said about Monique, and I just feel like I don't know. I feel like people can come from Candace, they can say what they want, but she can't respond. And the only way she knows how to fight is with her words. So if that's what I don't know. I just feel like people, I don't know, just accept. I don't know. I just feel bad for her because I feel like, yeah, she can't fight. She's not a fighter.
No.
But all she knows how to do is use her words. And I feel like people expect that they can say whatever to her and she can't respond.
Mm.
So I just don't like that. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the same with all the other ladies. Like, they all do low down and shady stuff, but they don't get as much blowback as Candace does.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like, I do think Candace does get a lot of blowback, but do you think it's because of, yeah, we're shady, we kiki, we do that, but do you think that she crosses a line that maybe other people don't cross, and that's why she gets such a blowback?
No, I don't think she's crossed the line that any of the other ladies haven't crossed. Ashley's gone for Katie's mental health. Uh, Karen has talked about Giselle's fiery hot box. I don't think Candace has crossed the line that any other ladies don't cross. I think like on Twitter, yes, she can be insulting, but it's always a response. It's not, she just doesn't start. Just like with Mia, it was a response because Mia is the one who added her. Like Mia came for her, so she answered. I don't feel like Candace has done 1/4 of what any of the other ladies have done, like at all. I think like a lot of I think Ashley's vile, to be completely honest. Stuff that she's done on this show, for some reason, she can just become a mother and that can all be forgotten. But then have a second baby and like weeks after giving birth can go and be messy. Like Ashley doesn't get the blowback that Candace gets, and I really do think it is because of colorism. I feel like they don't expect
Oh, you
her
do
to
think
respond.
it's
Yeah, I do.
colorism. Okay.
I think the way the audience responds to Wendy and Candace and just ladies of darker hues like has to do a little bit with colorism because they don't. I mean, it's just I feel like it's pretty clear to me. So yeah, I just want to say that because I just feel like when people come for Candace, yes, she is. Yeah, she is bratty. Yeah, like there are aspects of her personality that are annoying, but I feel like if I'm looking at the cast and who would I want to be friends with, it would be Candace because she has been loyal to Karen. She's been loyal to Monique. She's a loyal friend. She's funny. I don't think that her personality is that bad to where people have to come for her every single time because I feel like the other ladies have done just as worse, if not worse. And I don't think Candace has ever come for anyone's mental health or done half the stuff that Ashley's done. And Ashley just gets all this grace, and I don't understand it.
Do you follow Candace on Twitter and Instagram? Because what I have heard, I don't follow her on Twitter or Instagram, but my perception is that she's as messy as the other women maybe on the show, but what she's saying in social media, offline, like, not on the show, that's really where people are saying she's the most vile. And I know that she had a really weird interaction with Karen to the point where Karen called Bravo and was just like, we need to get her some help or something's going on. I forgot, like, she either wished Karen to hell or something like that. So do you follow her on social media? Do you know what she says on there?
So I did follow her after their fight because I followed her after the fight. I don't think what she says on social media is like, yes, I think she has a really good vocabulary and she has a way with words to where, yes, it does hit harder than, I don't know, I guess the other housewives, but I don't think that it's always a response. Like it's never, someone always comes for her first. So it's like, you can't come for people and expect them to react in a way that you deem acceptable. And I think that thing with Karen, like Karen ain't shit to me either. She's fake as hell because That's why I think Candace is so hurt by the disillusion of their friendship, because she has had Karen's back in the car when they were making fun of her in France. Like, she was the only person who had Karen's back. Monique didn't have Karen's back like that. Monique would say like little shady shit with Giselle and Robin
Mm-hmm.
about Karen. Candace has actually been the only one who, up until the fight with Monique, has had Karen's back. And then Karen's over here trying to make excuses for Monique. That was not even a fight. That was a straight up attack, assault. Like, she put her hands on Candace first. It took 10 people to get her off of her. Like, I don't even, I understand where Candace is coming from, because how can you say that's acceptable? Like, nothing Candace said in that moment warranted that response, just as Monique has said. And so I think that, yes, Candace has, maybe her mouth is a little too sharp, but I don't think she was really telling Karen. I think she told her to burn in eternal hell. She didn't. That was not a threat. I think that what Karen did was really, really, really shady, and it was
Mm-hmm.
wrong, because you're coming for her job and her paycheck. And I think Candace thought their friendship was a little bit stronger than that, especially since she's had her back. Like, when Candace stood up for her in France, I think that was her first season, and she went against all of them to stand up for Karen
Mm-hmm.
in France. So I think Candace is just very hurt. And I think she's really hurt by Monique too, because after she stood up for Monique and had Monique's back with all the stuff with Ashley was saying, I mean, Monique kind of threw her to the wayside as well,
Mm-hmm.
to get in with the in crowd and to be friends with Ashley, after Ashley had to disparage her character multiple times.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. But I just think, and I appreciate your perspective. Um, I just think people find what Candace says to be pretty below the belt and pretty vile. But I definitely get what you're saying. And I think with the whole Monique thing, I think with Monique, it was more of Candace was talking with the girls about having those storylines about Monique's pregnancy and her miscarrying, and then Candace not coming to Monique but going to Karen instead. I think that was the real rift in their friendship, and
They
Candace
weren't
didn't really
friends
understand that.
at the time of that the rumors were happening. Monique even said themselves they weren't friends. That's why she went. That was her way of telling Monique, by going to Karen and saying, "Hey, they're saying all this stuff about Monique," and she even
Mm-hmm.
said like that rumor's not going to fly. They weren't, like, their friendship has been very off and on. And Monique has multiple times said, "No, we're not friends. We're not friends. We're coworkers." But that was Candace's way. Like, it's not like she engaged the way that the other ladies did. She clearly told them that that's Chris's baby. That baby looks just like Chris. That's not gonna fly. And she told Karen that was her way. Other than that, she even helped her friend. She even helped write a cease and desist for her friend that was spreading the rumors, Gigi. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like the flack that Candace gets, and I really do think it's colorism, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if she says vile stuff on Twitter, it's not on the show, and y'all don't like. You guys don't like what she said to Ashley. Ashley started that. Like, Ashley started that whole Twitter drama, knowing she's probably going to go into labor, probably feeling some, I don't know, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't like you guys don't expect her to respond. Don't say anything to her if y'all don't want her to respond. Just like Mia, don't at her if you don't want her to say anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's all I want to say. I just like want to come in
Oh
and Team Candace. I actually like her. I think there's like she has endearing qualities. Yes, she's annoying. Like, her first 2 seasons, I was very annoyed by her. I only started to like her after the fight, because I was like, she's apologized to Monique all these times and nothing is good enough. And she came into that season being very apologetic and really trying to, change parts about her that were off-putting. Like, yes, she does have off-putting parts about her. I just think that she gets a lot of flack, and that's all I want to say.
Gotcha. No, thank you so much, Auntie. Do you wanna share?
Hi, Candy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Um, I did, but my thoughts are kind of scattered
Okay.
because of the caller's comments. And I would like to say to your caller, I don't think it has anything to do with colorism when it comes to Candace at all.
Mm-hmm.
Candace has a very strong, and I'm going to say aggressive, way of speaking to people when she disagrees with them. And she has a very vast vocabulary, and she knows how to use her words. That's why she uses her words as she does, because she knows she is a wordsmith and very articulate. Even when you look at, now, I don't follow her on social media, but I did view some things when the whole Monique thing went on last season, and you could just see, even off the show, how she spoke to people, strangers or whatever. There was no courtesy or regard, for any kind of human being if they didn't agree with her. And even when it comes to Chris, her husband, when they're in disagreement or argument, she talks down to him. It's very condescending, very like, I chose you, you didn't choose me. You better, stick with this or whatever. It is very kind of demeaning, especially that being her husband. So when it comes to Candace and a group of girls, I don't think it has anything to do with colorism. It's like I came in the tail end of what the M caller was saying, but with Karen, she just was simply holding a grudge with her because she didn't take her side in the Monique fight. So, I used to like Candace because, off of first impression, she's cute, she's petite, she's a pretty brown skinned girl. She was articulate, and um, seemed very educated. But that all goes to the wash when it comes to how you handle conflict and how you treat and talk to people. So that's what I think about that. But let me ask you this, Candy, while
Yeah,
we're on the subject of Candace.
yeah.
Do you think um Candace hatred, or I don't even know if that's an appropriate word, but the hatred that she has for Ashley strictly comes from Ashley writing that character letter for Monique?
I think it comes from multiple things. I think that I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know that when Monique became friends with Ashley, I remember Candace making some comment like, "Oh, well, you don't want to be friends with me anymore. Like, you just used me until you were able to be friends with Ashley." Remember that was that whole thing, and then it was like the text message gate and all that stuff. I can't remember exactly what prompted Candace to feel that way, but I do think that inside Candace is a soft person, if that makes sense. I think she's a little wounded. I think she's soft and a little wounded. And I think that's why she gets so abrasive and so defensive and so verbally abusive because yes, she's extremely intelligent. She has a great vocabulary. Just because you are intelligent doesn't mean you're emotionally intelligent or mature. And so I don't think that she responds and react in an emotionally intelligent and mature way. Like, you're on a reality TV show. You signed up for this. You want to be famous. You make your money off of other people liking you and your fame. So you have to have a certain level of thick skin when it comes to being critiqued or people having an opinion or people saying things to you. Do I think anyone should be bullied, cyberbullied? Absolutely not. But Candace is a cyberbully herself. So she doesn't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to that, in my opinion. And I do think that she has her continued grudge against Ashley because Ashley did the legal letter on Monique's behalf. And I wanted to say this about that. I know that Giselle and Robin had been like, "Oh, well, Ashley could have just wrote a letter talking about Monique being a good mother and Monique's character. She didn't have to go after Candace." That is actually incorrect because
Right.
the law that Monique was able to use was if you show that this person has a history of violence, has a history of being aggressive, and that they were being equally aggressive to you in that moment, that is why the judge was able to dismiss both. Because it's like, well, if someone is being, you're allowed to defend yourself. You're allowed to you're allowed to stand your ground. So the letter that Ashley had to write had to be about her experience with Candace being violent and aggressive and with the butter knife and with everything else. So Giselle and Robin could miss me with that whole thing because this wasn't a character case for Monique. It was showing Candace's pattern of violence. Um, and so yeah, I think that Candace wants to be friends with Ashley. I think
You
Candace
do.
wants, yeah. This is the thing because with people like Candace, she only lashes out when her ego is threatened. It's all ego based. So I think at the end of the day, she wishes she was friends with Ashley. I think that she would love to be friends with Ashley. The same way I think she really wanted to be friends with Monique, and that's why she was lashing out. The same way she really wants Karen's love and approval and guidance, and that's why she can't forgive Karen or get back in Karen's good graces. Because with Candace, she sees things in black and white. It's all or nothing. You're with me or against me. There's no middle ground because the maturity isn't there. And so
Okay.
I do think that she wants to be friends with Ashley, but because Ashley has done things that she doesn't like, because Ashley doesn't seem like she's really giving her that time of day, she lashes out. Instead of going to Ashley and being like, hey, I actually would like us to be friends and I want us to squash this stuff the way mature people do, she lashes out. So I see totally through that. I think the reason why Candace is so vile is because she's coming from a place of insecurity, wounded ego, and hurt. And so she's lashing out. It's like hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
That's why
I'm
she's
I'm
lashing
gonna
out so much.
I'm gonna be the, I don't know if it's protagonist or antagonist, but
Okay, yeah.
I just everything, girl. Let me tell you why. I think Candace is just entitled and spoiled, and yes, that goes with your opinion of her ego. Yes, but I don't agree that she's like this vulnerable, mushy person on the inside and not emotionally intelligent because she knows when and how to apologize, if it's to her benefit. Just like last season when she was arguing with Chris and she was like, when he wouldn't hold her purse, remember?
Mhm.
And she was calling him, a deadbeat. You're just like your dad. You're a piece of shit, whatever, whatever. And they were in the bathroom, and she apologized. She recognized that she was wrong, and she apologized. And but I think also that was because she highly regarded that relationship, and obviously because they're married, it's her husband. But she apologized then. And then with Giselle, I can't remember the actual situation. But Candace had said something to Giselle, and at one of Karen's parties, the first thing that Candace did was apologize to Giselle. That she came out wrong, said something too wrong, didn't think before she acted or whatever. So she very well knows how to apologize and recognize when she's wrong. Just that ego and that entitlement and that brightiness or whatever doesn't allow her to when she is so caught up on people being on her side. And then back to the Ashley thing. Um, at first, I couldn't understand like why she was being so caught up on Ashley when the season started, when
Mhm.
she didn't invite her to Williamsburg. And then I thought about the Monique thing. But here is my theory.
Okay.
I really think that because Candace and Ashley, they both come from the pageant world, so there was competition there already.
Mhm.
And then I think that Candace envies Ashley's lifestyle because she couldn't bag Asian Millie like Ashley, honestly. I
Yeah.
think that she's with Chris because they do have chemistry and they connect in that way, but he is nowhere near financially apt as her or Miss Dorothy would want. And she knows that. Um, that's why I really think she got offended when Giselle questioned her in Williamsburg at that dinner about, what do you think Chris is riding your coattails? She knows about the difference in their income brackets or whatever. But then when I think about her and Ashley, I think, hey, they're both white guys. She's probably
Mhm.
just mad because Ashley's smooth sailing, ain't got to worry about a thing, and now she got them two kids. She's definitely got it book bagged and ready,
Yeah.
and can dip whenever she wants to and be straight for life. You know what I'm saying?
But what do you think about this? What do you think about this though? Because it popped in my head when you were talking about this. Yes, I agree. I agree with what you're saying too. But I think the reason why Candace is attracted to Michael, and this might sound weird, is because he doesn't have money. And I'll tell you why. I think that she
Wait a
learned,
minute. You said why Candace is attracted to Michael?
not Michael, I'm sorry, Chris, to Chris, to
Okay,
Chris.
okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Thank you for correcting me. No, why Candace is attracted to Chris. I think a big reason of that is because he doesn't have money, and I'm going to tell you why. I think it's a very
Mm.
unhealthy dynamic because I think that Candace is controlled by her mother and is shown love by her mother through money, through the purse strings. Dorothy makes it very clear she is the boss because she pays to be. I think that Candace might be mirroring that in her own marriage, where
Wow.
she makes it very clear, and Chris has said this all the time. You don't think my stuff is as important as your stuff. You bring up all the time that he's riding the coattails, she makes the money, he's the husband or she's paying him. I think that she likes that she is able to control him to a certain degree, and through the fact that the money comes from her, because
Mm.
that's the same exact dynamic she has with the mom. It's this very, the way they talk to each other is very similar. The way Dorothy talks to Candace and the way Candace talks to Dorothy, very toxic, very unhealthy, very
Very.
belittling. The mother hits her with a purse. She talks to her mother all types of crazy. The mother shows her love or her lack of love through money. And I think
Right.
Candace is mirroring that with Chris. I
Mm.
just thought about that when you were talking.
That's a good observation. What do you other girls or guys think
Yeah.
here?
Let's go to M loves black always. Though that's, yeah, let's go to M black loves always.
Oh, hello.
Hi, do you want to share?
Hey, hey,
Hey.
y'all. Good evening. Much love from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yay.
Um, I've always pretty much like Candace.
Mm-hmm.
I've always made the observation is she needs a publicist to handle her social media accounts because her words can cut deep, but she doesn't need to reply to everybody. It
Mm-hmm.
will run her crazy. And I mean, I think it has in some parts.
Yep.
It's not good for your mental health to see all the negative criticism online. Like with gosh, what was that woman name? Um, the young woman who used to have a show on ESPN. I wouldn't I
Oh,
if she would
Candace
have replied
Owens.
to that. No, not Owens. Jamel Hill. I would have said
Oh, yeah,
thanks
yeah,
for
yeah.
being a fan. Here's my new song. I wouldn't have said all that other stuff she said. I would have plugged my new song and kept it at that. Because folks are still gonna bring up season 5 for at least probably another year or two.
Yep.
You know. So she definitely needs to get a publicist to handle her social media because I mean she's actually heading into a good arena as far as acting and music. She
Yeah.
it's just, I'm just like, girl, you don't need to reply to everything. Now, last night with Mia, I get it because guess what? There's promotion for, Sunday's night show. Mia started that one. I was like, now Mia, she gonna get you, girl. But,
Yeah.
but I was just like, man, Candace, don't, just gosh, like, don't reply to everything. Just
Yeah.
please don't, please. But other
Yeah.
than that, I mean, I would have, I don't know, I would have cussed her out in person talking about my husband like that. I hope she get Karen and
She would have
Robin.
had to go. She would have had to
I
get
mean, not
booted out.
Karen, but Giselle and
Giselle.
Robin. Yeah, cause my God, that's some messy stuff they did on last night's episode.
No, that would have, they would have all gotten something. Yeah. Well, thank you, Anne Black. And I agree with you. I think that she needs a social media manager. She needs to get her mental health in check, and she needs to focus on acting, music, and the housewives. Hey, Sip with D. What's up, beauty?
Oh, am I muted? Hello?
Hello. No, you're ready.
Hey.
Hey.
First of all, I want to say I agree with both ladies that just spoke. Not so much of the last one about the, Candace being attacked and stuff like that, but I respect her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Candace probably starts 90% of the things that goes on with herself. I'll give her a pass this season, this episode, because Mia was a little, I didn't agree with that. Mia was pushing, pushing, pushing. But I have my theories that it don't just be me thinking of these things. I always think production is sprinkling a little here and sprinkling a little there. So maybe they push that question. I don't know. But Mia is messy, and if it wasn't Mia, it was going to be Giselle. If it wasn't Giselle, it was going to be Robin. It was bound to happen that that conversation was going to open up that way. Only person I saw not really pushing those questions is Wendy, is a scholar, is Karen, to be honest. So I just think that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said in the chat that they're pretty much the same thing that the last person just said, that they think that she's kind of jealous of their lifestyle. She kind of wants that. She wanted that, that successful marriage, that successful husband, rich and things like that. So this is why she causes those issues, and she kind of sees that, and she wants their lifestyle. So I definitely agree. um and I don't know, this might sound kind of whatever, but I don't think Chris was really, things do go wrong at video shoots. Things happen. I don't think he was really. I felt like he almost looked like he was trying his best, honestly. If
He
he
was.
came
I
with the,
agree.
yeah, I
I
agree that he
agree.
was really trying
Yeah.
his best. I think he rushed over there with the thing on. I'm glad to see that she wasn't like, oh, upset at him, because the way they made it in the previews last, they made it seem like, oh, she's about to blow up on him. But I'm glad that she did not like blow up on him. She seemed more calmer this episode. I was really kind of proud of her for that when she embraced him. He
Mm-hmm.
saw it was cute because she was like, no, I'm not even gonna say anything to him because he's mad and I don't want that energy. And then I like how he said, I'm not even gonna go over there because she's mad. Like they kind of had that for each other. I did like
Yep.
that with them. I did think it was a little harsh the way they talk to on the phone, but I told you I got in his live, and he just was like, that we
Yep.
talk to each other that way. So like they seem to be okay with that. Whether we feel how we feel or not, they it seems to work for them some way somehow. Deep down, I don't think it is in long term, but and this is my thing. Everyone was saying, why does he still have the apron on? Hello, get that promo. If whatever you're doing, get that promo. Do what you're doing. You're on this show. Like they
Yep.
asked him on his live, somebody asked him, why doesn't he ask Andy for a spinoff or something like a Cooking for Canada? That's what everyone was saying, and he was like totally against it. He was like, I would never ask Andy for anything. How will I do that? Then I will feed on the topic of me riding her coattails, and I would do this, I would do that. I would never ask Andy for anything. He said a good point. He said, out of all of the husbands that have been on the Housewives show, I'm the only one that has not been a bartender on the Watch What Happens Live. And that
Mm-hmm.
is true. I haven't seen him as a bartender on it. He said, I turned that down. I don't want to do that. That's not, the show was for her, this, that, and the third. So him throwing that apron on, and even if it was real, he probably was like, no, I'm just coming straight over. I'm doing what I gotta do. You wear that apron, you get that promo, you do what you gotta do. That's how I felt about it. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of think that yes, she is mad at Ashley because of the statement, honestly, because they were so called working on their relationship and things like that. I agree. They come from the pageant world, so it's always going to be that competition. That's
Mm-hmm.
what brought them on the show. Who knows if they were really, really, really that friends like that. But I feel like, yeah, because she wrote that statement, it brought it over the hill for her. It just, but honestly, what did you expect? I keep saying, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
You were nasty to her, you were rude to her, and now she has the chance to kind of show how you made her feel through her pregnancy. Literally, you thought you were shutting her down, making all those tweets about her when she was actually going through labor, having her baby, the one you
Yeah.
questioned her about having. Literally, like nothing will ever go for that. She gives me a bully. She gives me, I want to be a bully because I don't think anyone's scared. But she gives me that, I want to be a bully. I want to be mean. And I honestly think she says things without thinking. It just shoots out her mouth. Just when she said the thing about the wide body, I honestly felt like she sat there for a moment and said, dang, you know how this gonna look? And then decided she wanted to apologize, literally. And then that's not an apology. Well, I'm sorry, but what you that's not an apology. That's not,
Mm-hmm.
your body shaming her. You talked about her body. And I think she literally said it out her mouth, just being mean. The first thing that came to her head, wanted to take a jab, and did not realize at that moment, like, okay, this is wrong. But she took it back as she already going in, going. It's like something just takes over her as soon as she sees Ashley. Literally, like it's like, oh my God, here she is. I just want to another butter knife. Like I don't know what it is with her. Like it's too much. And I definitely think it's because of that statement as well. It just took her over the edge. Anyone that does not agree with Candace, you're an enemy. Either you're in the middle, you're 50%, you're an enemy. It does not work for
Yeah.
her. You have to be on her side completely 100% so that they can be good. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. But I don't know. I know this is gonna sound bad, but I was kind of
That's
here
okay.
for, a little messy with Mia. You know what I'm saying? She was poking and prying. She was doing, but I'm
I thought
starting to
she
think
took it too
Mia.
far. I think she took it too
She
far.
did. She
She took it
did
too
take it
far.
too far. I was like, okay, when she asked her how old she was, I was like, ooh, I thought Candace's mom was gonna kind of give her some like,
Would
girl,
have
excuse me.
bopped her.
I thought she was about to bring
My
out
mother
that
would have
perk.
bopped her for that one. My mother would
Yeah.
have been a Miss Wendy mommy with that one. Like, don't worry about my
Yes.
age. Worry about how you look. Like,
Right. I
yeah.
could not believe that, but she took it, and I don't know. I honestly think Candace's mother must have had a little squig or two in the car or something for that photo because she was on one. I don't know what it was. She was on one. And to even say to Karen, I know we're mic'd up, but like, what? If you know you're mic'd up, why are you going in like this? Literally. So I just don't get it.
I think Miss Dorothy came with a clear agenda of exactly what she was going to say about Chris and Candace. I think she came there with the sole purpose of demeaning and disrespecting Chris. I think she knew
I
exactly
agree.
what she was going to say. I think she knew exactly who she was going to say it to. And I think she was getting pleasure out of it. It looked sick. She was laughing, kikiing. She was getting pleasure out of degrading Chris like that. And I thought that just was really psycho and just really sad and just really disgusting. And it made me feel bad for Candace. Again, I'm not a team Candace person. I don't condone her. But if that is your mother, what chance
On
did you really
camera, literally,
have?
exactly. If this
Because
is your
you,
mom on camera,
this
what
is your
is
mother
really
on
going
camera.
on?
The way the mother speaks to Candace, the way the mother treats Candace, I think Candace is a product of her mother. Because you have some people who are great people in spite of their parents, and then you have some people who are kind of shitty people because of their parents. And I think Candace kind of falls in that category. I think she's so reactionary. I think she treats Chris that way. I think she treats other people that way. I think that's why she's so extremes. I do think in my heart of hearts, I think that she actually wants to be friends with Karen and Ashley, but she emotionally can't get there given how stunted she is. And I
Yeah.
think she does really care, and that's why she reacts so much, but just because it's coming from that wounded space doesn't make it right. She needs to really rein that in. Um, and I do think she hits below the belt. I think she says things that are really wrong and hurtful. And I think what she said to Karen, we probably don't know the full extent of it because I don't think Karen went to production and said, hey, Candace has some mental stuff going on. She needs help. There's therapists, this and that over nothing.
Yeah, I've
and
always
this
said
all
that. There's no
and this
way.
all happened off camera, behind the scenes, so it wasn't a moment Karen was looking for. It wasn't anything on camera. I think she saw something in Candace that really disturbed her,
I agree.
and I think
Because
she's seen it for
I
a
don't see
while.
Karen would have. I think it was really alarming, and I don't think
Yeah.
Karen would have even brought it to that point if it was something so minor, so small, or just regular cattiness. It was the fact that it was off camera, and the
Yep.
fact that how serious she was, and whatever she said was probably nasty. And then the point on that, I really think that Karen will never let it be on camera or let it be known what she said, but it plays in the back of her mind, and it plays like honestly, like she's going to see. She's really, really, really going to see. And I do feel bad for her when I think about that part because it's like I said in the chat, like I kind of always felt like it's not her fault, but she is getting close to 40. You are a grown woman. Like we got to start taking some, once she takes some accountability, a lot will change for her. I really believe it. And I think once she really opens herself up and just be true into who you are, get that help if you feel like you need,
Yep.
I don't want to put that on someone, but it would be nice to talk to someone a little more frequent. I'm not going to really say that, but
Yeah.
I just think so. I have faith in her, but it's like, girl, she's just so immature. She needs to just own her stuff, take some accountability, be grown about it, be a woman.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I have to say.
Thank you, sweetheart. Did anybody else want to chime in? Everybody had a chance, so now anybody else wants to open up?
I would like to say something.
Okay.
I don't think Candace is jealous of Ashley's relationship because who'd be jealous of that? Yeah, Michael is a millionaire and he's successful, but look how he has Ashley looking. It's not like she doesn't look like her husband's a millionaire. Ashley looks like she shops at Forever 21. Like, and honestly, the way Michael is, he's a really shifty person. I don't even think Ashley's gonna. Ashley married for survival. Candace married out of because she actually loves that person. Whether they do have an unhealthy relationship, which I do agree with you about how the dynamics of like her mother Dorothy and how it spills over into her relationship with Chris. I think Candace just does not like Ashley. I think doesn't see it for her. I don't think she's jealous of her relationship or anything. I mean, Michael is a millionaire. Looks like he keeps Ashley, and he constantly embarrasses her. He violates people. Honestly, if they get a divorce, which they probably will, he'll probably like file for bankruptcy so she won't get his money. Like that's why she was trying to do that prenup stuff on camera. He was like, no, like Michael, he didn't get to be a millionaire by being stupid. He's not just gonna let his fortune be taken by Ashley. Like I don't even think Michael likes Ashley like that, to be completely honest. I think Candace is jealous of maybe the grace that Ashley gets, but I don't think Candace is. I just don't think she sees it for her. I think she tried to be her friend in season 5, and then when she found out she wrote that statement, she was just completely done and just decided to keep gunning for her. But even like with the witness statement, Ashley kept coming back in her home after she was asked to leave, and she was taunting her, talking about her mom, and y'all like. I don't think that. I just don't think that Candace is jealous of Ashley. I don't see what she would be jealous of. A husband that constantly embarrasses her, has her in a cramped penthouse with 2 small children, like, and keeps her in Forever 21 fashions. Like, just because your husband, like, he doesn't give Ashley any of that money, you can see it. So I just don't agree that Candace is jealous of Ashley. I just think that she just does not like her, which I understand because I just don't like Ashley like
No,
either. I think everything she does is vile, and she just gets so. I think Candace, if anything, is jealous of the grace that she gets. And as for the pageant thing, I don't believe they even had that much beef in the pageant world because Ashley's only competed in one pageant, and honestly, quiet as kept to the street saying that she only won that pageant because of Michael's connections in DC. Because it's really unlikely for one person for a girl to like compete in one pageant and win, and that's the only pageant she's competed in.
oh wow.
So yeah, it's just the only pageant she
Agree with
competed in.
her.
She won. Michael is really in interlock with the DC area. That's the pageant she won. I just don't think that Candace is jealous of Ashley like that. I
Yeah.
don't. I,
I
I
can
don't. It
agree
doesn't make
with that
sense.
on her.
I can agree. I
Oh,
want
sorry.
to quickly say something that's going on in the chat. Yeah, so Candace has a younger half sister with Dorothy's current second husband, and then she has an older half brother from her dad. So Dorothy and Candace's dad were together. He dipped out, got a son on the child on the side. Then Dorothy and the father got married, had Candace. Then they divorced. And then she remarried, and then she has a younger sister. I think the older brother seemed really sweet, and she's trying to work on their relationship. Dorothy obviously had a problem with it, and then the younger sister seems to have a better head on her shoulder, less codependent with the mom. If that makes sense, want to clear it up in the chat. And then I agree. I don't think that Candace is jealous of Ashley, but I do think that Candace would like to be friends with her. And I think the fact that that hasn't happened and there's been so much going on, I think that is the root of her like issue with her. If that makes sense.
I think it does because when she told her about how she wrote the character statement, she was crying and stuff. And like, I was kind of wondering like why would that hurt you so much? Like, I mean, what would you expect of Ashley? But I think that she expected that their friendship was actually like they were actually working on it. I think that she really wants a friendship with Karen, but she just after what Karen, and also like with the thing with with Karen about the which telling her to burn eternal hell. Candace is the one who brought that up on the reunion, not Karen. Karen is really sneaky and does some snake stuff, and I think what she did with that whole going to producers was just simply a power check. Like, oh, you're gonna cuss me out, and I've been on the show this many years. I think it was just a power check. I don't think that Candace said anything like that she was gonna harm her or anything like that. I mean, like Candace really like the only way she knows how to fight is with her words. Like,
See,
you know that girl's not gonna actually get fucked.
I totally disagree with that. I think the fact I think the fact that Karen didn't bring it up actually makes it even more worrisome about what Candace actually said. Because for Karen can be shady, she can be all that, but she does have couth and she does have decorum. And I think Candace said something really, really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and really out of left field. And I think Karen genuinely was disturbed for Karen to actually go to production and say, we need to look into getting this girl some help off camera. I think something really went down, and I don't think Candace has the wherewithal to know what she says, how other people receive it. I think she lacks self-awareness. I think she very much just thinks, you said this to me, well, I said that to you. But she doesn't understand the bigger implications of the things that she actually says to people, if that makes sense. But what are you guys thinking? What are like Sip with D and Black Love?
Well,
Well,
hey, oh, go ahead, y'all.
I'm sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. I agree with the last caller on that, that I can see how, what is there to be jealous of when it comes to Michael, because he's a sleazebag, he's, creepy, and, all of that. Um, but when I say jealous, I wasn't so much talking about their actual marriage. I meant because I can sense that Candace does have some elitism, with that entitlement, and coming from, a doctor, lawyer, or whatever, household. And so I think she envies Ashley in the way of seeing herself above her from that elitism, and how Ashley was able to get someone who can carry her lifestyle that Candace, was accustomed to, versus Candace marrying, I guess we can say for love, we never really know, but marrying for love versus, the lifestyle. Gosh, and there was something else that I was gonna say. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they did do a post nup, so I'm not necessarily sure if Michael is smart enough to do whatever. And I think that from my observation, even though there is an age difference, there might have been some chemistry with Ashley and Michael in the beginning, just because she was young, wild, and free, and had that kind of wild free streak, and so that's where Michael came in. But eventually, I think that she wanted to have a rock solid lifestyle. And so let me ask you this, Candy, and the
Yeah.
rest of the girls. Do you think Candace wants to have children with Chris?
Um.
No.
no,
You took, you took too long.
no. I mean, this is the thing. I think I never want to speak on another woman's womb, motherhood journey. So I'll speak abstractly. I think any woman should really take stock of the work she's done on herself. Where is she in her journey of her self worth, her self love, her self esteem, her self respect? Has she learned, communication skills, emotional intelligence, problem solving, conflict resolution? Does she have a partner that is also working on his or herself? If she's going to do the motherhood journey on her own, is she financially in a place to do so? That's not going to be straining to her or the child. I think every parent, to be mother or father, should take inventory of who and where they are in their life to be that for the child. I think a lot of times people have kids for the wrong reasons. They have kids because they think all their friends are having kids. They don't want to be left behind. They think they're getting too old. It'll be too late for them. They have a children to save a marriage. They have a kid to think because they think they're going to keep a man. They have a kid because they think they're going to trap a woman. So I think societal pressure. So I think a lot of people have children for the wrong reasons. As long as she has children for the right reasons, just hypothetical any person, then yeah, why not? Are you ever in a perfect place? No, we're human beings. We're never perfect. But I do think you can get yourself in a place where you know that you're healthy enough to give your child maybe some of the things you didn't get, or to give or to be in a healthy place to bring a child into the world. And I think a person, I'm not saying Candace herself because I don't want to speak in anybody's womb, but I think maybe a person who has traits like Candace might want to really do some personal stock and some real personal work, because it's one thing to give generational wealth to your children, which we all want to do. It's another thing to give them generational trauma and generational curses, and that there is no amount of money that can make that better. Dorothy and Candace have money, but just looking at them for 5 minutes, I don't want any type of that. So you pass a lot on to your children. So I think for anybody going on their parenthood journey, just really do a deep dive into yourself and your well-being and who you are, and make sure that you're bringing a child into this world under the right conditions and for the right reasons. So that's kind of what I would say
Oh,
to
that was
that.
so delightful and politically correct. Candy. We are
Yes.
not speaking on her womb. Does Candace want to have children with Chris? Because on or off TV, they would be fine financially. Does she have the devotion to her marriage and want to build a family with him in that sense, seeing that he already has multiple children? Do
Mm-hmm.
you see Candace actually wanting um, to have children with him?
I think
Okay.
there's a pushback.
Oh,
There's
go
some
go
type of
Simply D.
pullback. I'm sorry. I think there's some type
Oh,
of
go ahead.
pullback. I've always said that. I always felt like, is it she doesn't want to have children with him, or is it right now? It's something. I feel like that she's not 100% like, this is what I don't know. I'm on the fence, but I'm more like 60-40, like, and I don't think she wants to. I don't know if she likes her
Mm-mm.
freedom, or if
I
she
agree
just,
with you.
don't want to settle down and get that serious, or she doesn't know how it's going to change their relationship, seeing how he's a father now. I don't know. It's some type of pushback.
I think she would
I agree.
be okay with being a faux stepmother or whatever, if depending on what that relationship is. I think she would be okay with that, but I don't think that um, they are in the spot where she would like them to be to have kids. One, two, I don't think she wants to mess up their little body, yada yada, because
That part.
she is very, she, and she's a pretty girl. She's gorgeous, got that, little petite body. Like I said, she's gorgeous. But I really, even aside from the looks thing, I think that's a big part of it. But I really just don't think that she has that devotion to Chris himself to want to have kids with him, especially seeing that he has multiple children already.
I agree. There is a disconnect between the two of them that you
And
can
like
that you can feel, and I agree. I don't think she's ready for kids with him yet. Yeah, go ahead, Emily. Mhm.
I was gonna say, in her past seasons, she's already said, like, she's kind of cognizant of the tumultuous relationship with her mother, and she already said that she does not want to have kids like soon because of her relationship with her mother, and she doesn't want to pass that down. And honestly, I don't think she wants to have kids with Chris anytime soon either. I
But
Yeah.
just
girl, what is the caller's name? The one that just got through speaking, so I can be respectful.
Oh, Emily.
Emily,
Emily. But girl, what about last season when they were at dinner and
that fake pregnancy test that she took.
no, was that last season? I had forgot about that, girl. That even adds something else.
Oh,
No, I'm
Mhm.
talking about when they were at dinner and and they were like kind of like pressuring her to apologize to Ashley for all the, pregnancy stuff and questioning her with that. And she was like, well, you never know. I might be on my journey soon and all that, this and that. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, I don't think she was serious then, but where would a comment like that come from? Because she already had enough hype from the viewers to not have to bring that in as a storyline. So why say that if all of us are even saying that we don't even see her wanting kids with Chris?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe for just played it for the cameras, but also she said that during that time period when her, like, I guess when she was going through the aftermath of the fight, that her mom was really there for her. Maybe she saw a different side of her mother that she had, like, has not seen, like maybe in more of a nurturing role. So maybe at that point she thought, she wanted to go on the motherhood journey. But honestly, I just think anything she says about like wanting kids is like just for, I don't know, just for a storyline or just to, like a little tease, because I don't see that Candace wants kids. I mean, she's kind of already said that she doesn't.
And maybe something happened that we don't know behind the scenes in between that time and now.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of time that has passed. There's been the pandemic. There's been her really fully in the marriage. Maybe certain things come to light that you didn't expect, and that could kind of change your trajectory of motherhood or whether you want it or not. And someone had a really good comment on normalizing women, whether they're married or not wanting children. And I totally agree with that. Like I personally don't want children. I'm very, very maternal, but I've never wanted to have a child. And people always kind of like freak out, or I always get oh, wait till you meet the one, or wait till you get old,
too.
wait till you get older. You know,
Yeah.
once you hit this age, girl, you young now, but wait till you hit that age, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, no, I'm my own person, and I can't imagine. Like my sister was talking to me once, and she was like, you're only pregnant for 9 months. I was like, yeah, but then I actually have the baby after that. Like that's what I don't want. Like,
Right.
I didn't say I didn't want to
It's
be pregnant.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want pregnant either, but I was like, I don't want the baby.
It's like 9 months plus a lifetime.
Plus
Like
a
really.
lifetime. Like, it's too much. I might be
Yeah.
a stepmom one day. Like, I wouldn't mind being that. Like, I could totally be a bougie stepmom, sure. But like, I don't wanna pop no kids out. I don't no. So
Hmm.
yes, thank you. I forgot the Candy Cane's name who said that, but yeah,
I want to add
maybe
something
she
else.
just doesn't want him in general. Oh, go ahead, Auntie. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I want to ask this, and I know you probably discussed it because the first couple of episodes, everybody was like, "Wow, Wendy is like really did a 180," and she has. I mean, regardless to what anybody says, she has. I mean, at first she was a scholar, now she's the hot girl. But I want to ask, what do you think was her real motivation by not wanting to be, a political commentator and an academic and wanting to sell candles? Not that that can't be lucrative, and I mean, if you're a really creative person and you can do all that, but that's a really drastic, like, career, change, like going from like high
Yeah.
level academia, John Hopkins, to like wanting to sell candles. I feel like it would better suit her to like, start a all girls commentator school to, teach them how to public speaking and or something, on a tutoring, when COVID hit, she would have been like A1 for a tutoring course or something like that. Why do you think she is trying to distance herself from the academic person
World.
that she was?
Yeah, I think that the pivot might seem severe to us, but I think that she has said before, I got these degrees from my mother. I became this person for my mother. Like this is what my parents wanted, this is what my mother expected, this is what my family expected of me. I have these 4 degrees, I'm this, assistant professor, I'm this CNN commentator, and I think her identity was so tied up in what she thought was expected of her and making her mother ego look good, being a Nigerian mom. Oh, my daughter is a PhD, she does this, and when I say Nigerian, please do not anybody out there misconstrue me talking about Nigerians. I'm not. I'm just saying in her world. So I think maybe she's always had maybe an interest in lifestyle, like she's on a reality show, so clearly she's always had an interest in fame or being in the spotlight. So I think that it may seem severe to us, but she's probably trying to step into who she authentically wants to be, where maybe her whole life she hasn't been living her authentic truth. Because I
Yeah,
think there's a lot of people who work in politics and academia who would never touch a reality show. I think the people who are on reality TV at their authentic selves have always wanted the fame and the money and the flash and the this and the that, because you can be rich doing a lot of things, but you can be famous doing a few things. You know what I mean? So I think that we're seeing maybe who the true Wendy is, And I think Wendy is discovering who she is because she's probably lived a life trying to please her parents rather than pleasing herself. So, from going from academia, being a professor, just pivoting to doing a school for girls, that probably won't feed her because she doesn't really want to be in academia anyway. She probably was a CNN commentator because it was in academia and she had to be on TV, but she really wants to be, Zara Wynn, Zen Wynn out here dipping it and doing it, popping it and locking it with the box braids and the poom poom shorts. That's probably really more of who she is. So having the lifestyle brand, she said she wants to be the Black Martha Stewart, whatever else that entails, probably is more in alignment of who Wendy actually wants to be. So I think we saw Wendy's representative last season. And I think we're meeting who Wendy really is now, and we're watching her discover herself, if that makes sense. I think that's what the 180 is when it comes to
And
that.
then she don't want to do no damn candles. She don't have no business plan. But let me say this: if you all into that, you want to switch and do all that, you will have yourself together. You're knowledgeable. You're intellectual enough to know there's a certain process with this. So, girl,
It was
no.
scary. It was
I think that
scary.
It was,
Her
yeah.
business
yeah, but
acumen.
it was just like a very, very blonde moment. And it seems like she's still having blonde moments because last episode she still didn't know what the hell was going on. And Eddie looked so annoyed, like, girl, you got all these degrees, we in debt. You need to be trying to do something else besides do these Etsy crafts. But no, what I was saying is I didn't think you were, generalizing with the Nigeria thing. I think there's
Oh
a
yeah, yeah.
lot of cultures and families
Yes.
have that pressure on their kids, go to school, get an education. And yes, that's a great thing to do. It's a great start. But I don't always agree with that, but that's a whole nother, conversation. I don't believe
Right.
you should pressure your kids to go straight to university. I think you need to develop their own talents and skills and have them, excel in a trade to which they like, but they can still make, a living from it. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But even if Wendy, did all that for her mother, which is understandable, and you could tell from the conversations with her mother that that was the case. Even if you want to switch up and you're getting your body done and all this, I mean, if you want to be the next Jet Beauty of the Week or in Ebony magazines, girl, go do it. You fine, or be a stylist because Wendy can dress.
She's looking
She
great.
dresses really
She's
nice.
looking great. And that
But
mommy
Kendall,
makeover was money well spent because she looks good.
Right.
he looks
She
really
looks
Yeah,
good.
he
He
was
looks
good.
really
really
good.
good.
She looks great.
Girl, when she came up there, Mia was first, but she came in second. She came out with them thigh highs, and she looked it good.
She looked
She
She
looked
really
good.
it
did.
good. And
She
then I
did.
want to say this about Giselle tacky ass. How you gonna
Oh
come looking
God,
like you
yes.
about to go to the Walmart or Target? And then I was looking at the shoes. I was like, those
Oh
were
my God. I said,
cans. They weren't even Vans. They were cans. And I was
I was
like,
like,
girl,
what
you
are
look
they?
a mess.
Converse? What is going
Oh
on?
my
I
god.
was like,
She
no, I
looked a
just
mess.
but with Giselle, I honestly expect her to show up looking the worst. Like I look at everybody else and I'm like, what she got? What she got? There we go. Coming looking stupid again. Look at your outfit. Like
Yep.
I just know it. I just know she's gonna come looking a hot mess. To me, a scholar was giving it. I don't know if it was just the
I
hair.
love
She was kind of
Scala.
Yeah,
basic,
it
I
was the
love her
hair. It was
she
fashion.
everything.
I
yeah,
love her
she was
fashion.
giving it. I
And
mean,
she
Oh,
has
Karen
a
was
good
cute too, but Karen
personality
gave
too.
auntie, but still loved it.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Oh, I think Escala has a good personality too. Like when they let her talk, I actually like what she has to say. I think she has a good perspective. She seems like she has legitimate money. She has a husband. She has kids. She dresses to the nines.
Yeah,
I
she's
want
best
them
dressed
to
this season
give
for sure.
Escala more of a moment because I think if she got more camera time and got more into it, she would be really good for the show because she doesn't suck up to Giselle. She asks her questions, she
No.
pushes back. She wasn't kikiing with Wendy and not Wendy, Mia and Dorothy and all that stuff. I want to see more from Escala. I think she would actually be a really strong housewife. I don't know why they're not giving her the time that I think she deserves. I would rather see more of her than Ashley at this point.
that's what
Yeah,
I was
she's
honest
replacing
about.
someone for
Oh, go
sure.
ahead.
She's
She was
replacing.
supposed to be replacing Candace, I heard.
I keep on saying that, but I
That's what
don't
they were
know.
saying.
I'm
At
starting to
this
feel like it's
point,
Ashley.
I would rather Ashley at this point. I never thought I'd say it, but I would rather keep
I
Candace than
know.
Ashley at this point. At
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah,
Never thought
Mm.
because
I'd say it.
Candace still has a marriage to play out and all of that to play out. Ashley
Yeah.
has, she's gone through the cheating and all of this, and now she has a baby. Like her story is almost, complete.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I was gonna say that about a scholar and I forgot, because other people talking and girl, the ADHD be kicking in. Um, a scholar, if she is going to take somebody's place, who could it be? Because even though she's
Robin?
beautiful and from the blogs that she has money, she hasn't. She's gave a couple of comments or kind of said a few things, but she hasn't really given enough to be like, oh yeah, she needs to say. And I'm not going to say that she needs to pipe up and do all this corny shit that newbies do because we get on them too, like the first year ones just doing too much to solidify a spot.
Like Miss
I
Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
don't
go
think
on, I'm
she's
sorry.
doing.
Go
I don't
ahead. Go
think
ahead.
she's. I don't think she's doing too much. I just think Mia's just playing. She just knows the game. But I just wish a scholar would speak more. Because you don't have to be ghetto and ratchet and down and dirty to carry a conversation, hold your own, or have personality. So I would love to see more of a scholar. And yeah, she's gorgeous. She's Ethiopian,
Ethiopian.
or whatever.
Yeah, I
Gorgeous.
love
Beautiful. Beautiful.
and I
Yeah.
agree with you. I definitely think a scholar can she can bring it without being the the ratchet, and she really can because even when she like when she sat at that table and she asked Giselle, so what about you? It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't extra. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't. But she was clear cut to the point. Everyone had that attention. Everyone was quiet. She didn't have to get extra. So I hope she's coming back next season for
Me too.
sure. I want to see more of her. But I don't know what she has to do. It's just, but
You know what she has to do? You know the trick is? It's not her being extra like we were talking about. The trick is that production needs to show more of her life. Like what does her husband look like? What does he do?
yeah.
Her children. She just had a baby. She say she had a baby like a little bit before, like a couple months before Ashley did, right? What's going on with
Mm.
her kids? What's going on in her life? What does her house look like? Because I bet it looks based on that white Range Rover and her outfits. I bet you her house is beautiful. Production needs to actually show a Scala's life and give her context in that way. And I think that would put her up to replace somebody else because now we only see a Scala at the dinner, at the music video, at the spa, and we only see her in that context when she's only able to have like a couple of lines and things like that. They need to actually put her in context of a standalone housewife. And then I think she could bump out a Robin or bump out a Ashley, right? But
Why don't
I think
you?
that's what's missing is like we don't get to see Escala's actual life. I think that's the missing piece.
Why
Well,
don't
she
you
I
think
agree.
production has though? Because it would seem to me that okay, it's about the money, it's about ratings. So if they filmed enough of a scholar to see, her life outside of the girls and with the girls, it seemed like if she was giving enough, that would be something production would want to show to bring the viewers in. Because I guess we're midway through season, and it's kind of like these last couple of ones have given a little bit, but they felt like really hefty filler episodes. So it seems
Mhm.
like it seems like production is holding back with like really giving her isolated moments, like so we can see who she really is. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if they're just trying to intimidate like Robin and Candace or Ashley to make them bring it more or what. But yeah,
You
I
know
think
what
she's
I
You
doing
know
think?
a
what
good
it is?
thing.
I think production doesn't always get it right, as we've seen. Like, look what happened
Absolutely.
at the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. The way they did Monique that last installment, I think it was like part 3. That was so dirty what production did. And then look at how they handled the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That last season was garbage. I think I watched episode 3 and just stopped. So production got that all wrong. So production doesn't always get it right, and this might be a case of them just not getting it right and just I don't know. And also how and even before last season, they were saying like prior to this season, oh, everyone's gonna hate Monique. Monique did this horrible thing, and then it turned out the majority of people, for keeping it funky, was Team Monique. So
Yeah.
production doesn't always get it right, and production doesn't always accurately predict the way that we, the collective consciousness watching the show and the audience, reacts to people and things. Like production still thinks that Giselle is the queen bee, and she's just not. You know what I
Giselle,
mean?
she is kind of the queen bee though. Giselle kind of does run the girls. Everyone
Girl,
You
wants to be
know,
Giselle's friend.
I
Look how
give you
Mia's
that.
like. She does. Giselle runs the girls more than Karen does. Like everyone wants to be Giselle's friend. Look at how Mia interacts with her. Like Giselle does run the girls.
Giselle
Low
only
key,
runs
even though
the
she,
because they know that Giselle is Bravo's girl. That's
yeah,
why
Yeah, that's
Giselle
it.
That's
yeah,
Yeah, that's just
exactly
that's
yeah.
that.
that's it.
But even in that
Exactly.
sense, that's what makes her one of the girls, which is kind of sad. Someone said
yeah.
in the comments, Sam said in the comments, do you think that they're not giving her the light because her husband won't film? And that may be true as well because
Maybe.
they do need the husband to film if you're going to be a full-time
Yep.
housewife. But it
Yep.
still makes me think, Giselle, what we have seen her recycle them. We have seen Kenya recycle them. I mean, like, and they're full time. So I don't know. I don't
Jamal
know.
had a
Maybe
whole
they're doing it.
fake storyline with
Okay.
Jamal living the phone, and he never showed up once,
Once.
other than through
But on
FaceTime.
but
So
Giselle's earlier seasons, like we saw her date multiple, like we saw her, live the single woman life, and yeah, she had that fake storyline, but she still has the interaction with her daughter. Like her daughters are still her family, and in her earlier seasons, she did date and stuff. But yeah, the Jamal storyline was definitely a fluke.
yeah,
I don't know. Do
Yeah.
y'all think because of the husband? Because let's think about a franchise
maybe
where
it
they're
is.
married but you don't see their husband. Let's think about one real quick.
Juan,
Um,
I'm just
who?
kidding.
Jamal,
No,
Jamal living
no,
in the phone.
no.
No,
They seen Shamia.
I was gonna say, if you watch Real House of Beverly Hills, it happened to Sutton. So Sutton's husband, ex-husband, she was going through divorce, didn't want to film, and he didn't want the kids
Yeah,
to film. So Sutton was a friend of until she was allowed to film her children, and then she got the diamond, and then she had a scene with her daughter this season. So maybe it is the husband doesn't want to film or the kids to film or something like
I
that.
don't know because I think they have fallen away from the golden rule of them actually being absolute housewives, especially with
I agree.
Atlanta.
Well,
Think that
With
I don't
Atlanta.
think that could be it. So
none
I
of
don't
them
know
are
what it is
actual
with this
housewives.
Scarlett. I don't know if they're just keeping her on ice or what, but like you said, Candy, production definitely does not always get it right. Sometimes it's like straight idiotic, and I don't have a clue as to how they are going to revive Atlanta. Like how? Like it was in the can like 3 or 4 years ago. Like give it up. Like
Yeah,
do a farewell where like you bring all the OGs or whatever and do like a 3 hour special like
I
going back
agree.
from season one and chop it up and just do a farewell. I mean, send it off good. Like because with the whole Bolo thing, I mean, it just turned, it just
Yeah.
turned, and but it's been way done. And even like I think Portia has and I'm not gonna go off on because we're talking about Potomac, but
It's okay.
um Portia has a little thing coming on, but it's been playing out on Twitter and social media so much. Nobody wants to see her and Simon.
Yeah,
It's just like Cynthia's wedding. It played out on social media. So when the season started, nobody cared, and then it was irresponsible. But yeah, Atlanta's trash. But Potomac, I think I don't know. They're gonna have to start being creative because when Monique was there, it was so many adversaries to Monique that kind of included everybody to have a storyline.
yeah,
And now that she's gone, I mean, and as she's not really bopping around stirring the pot, and Karen the grand dame, she can be the grand dame, but and you need the grand dame, but she's not really giving anything. So unless something comes up with Mia or something, or somebody falls out, it's not going to be interesting. And to Mia, and
I
then I'm going
agree.
to drop,
I
and then
agree.
I'm gonna ask about Mia, and then I'm going to drop down just in case somebody
Yeah.
else wants to come up. Do you think she is preserving whatever she can preserve with her marriage and putting out there about her childhood and her mother's drug abuse and all that different type of stuff.
Yeah.
With Mia, I think I don't think she's necessarily preserving the stuff with her marriage. I think she's not. I do think that there's more cracks in her marriage than she's actually saying.
Really?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do. I think that there are, and I think she shows it with the things. Again, I think that's why she was projecting so much with Chris and Candace. I think everything she said about Chris and Candace to her husband is exactly what she felt about her husband. And you see like the dynamic with like the kids, and now she wants to be the boss and all this stuff. And she was talking about the bedroom and like all these things. Like she was speaking from experience. She was either speaking from experience or she was warning him. Like, oh, if a husband tries to control the woman and that doesn't work, and then it goes into the bedroom, and then once the bedroom's done, then we all know the marriage is flopping or I really I think there's bigger cracks in Mia's marriage than she's letting on. But I also think that when it comes to the childhood and mother stuff, I think those are genuine things that she really is trying to work out. I think she genuinely is trying to work out a relationship with her mother, and she's genuinely scarred from what happened to her in her childhood. So I
Mm.
think it's both. I think she's trying to work out what she needs to work out. She knows she needs a storyline, but I think genuinely she wants to work it out. And I think that there's more cracks in her marriage than she is A, letting on, or B, ready maybe even to admit to herself, if that makes sense. What do you think, Sipwiti?
I think so too. I honestly think there's definitely some cracks, something, something else is brewing, something else is
Yeah.
going on. And maybe, yeah, she is. Well, I definitely agree. She is definitely trying to work things out with her mom for sure. I totally agree with that. I think that was genuine. And I think it was very, very needed. I love seeing that moment with at the table. I love seeing her mom being vulnerable like that and even opening up on such a big platform like that. When she hasn't even talked to her daughter to know some of these things. I thought that was very brave.
Mhm.
But I also feel like maybe if we see her next season, we're gonna start seeing those cracks loosen up between her and her husband. If we see, I mean, because at that point we're gonna see, about her mom, we're gonna know so much, about her other brothers and things like that. But I think then we're gonna shift to what if she comes back, we're gonna see what's really going on in that marriage because from some of the snippets you see going on, he seems like, that little thing he was doing with his hand, like, yeah, and flirting and doing all that other stuff. It's going to open up
Oh
something
yeah,
to
I forgot
where,
about that. Him getting all
yeah.
the little party when he got drunk. I forgot.
So I
Mhm.
think we're gonna see a little bit more
Yep.
And
opening up.
wasn't
Maybe.
wasn't there supposed to be some kind of altercation between Chris and Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what's her name's vow renewal, right? Isn't that where they're at? Or at the
Like
Yep. Yep.
Karen?
table?
Candace. I mean, Karen's. Yep.
Karen's. And wait a minute, y'all. What happened to the salad toss?
I think
Oh,
that was
Wasn't Mia
Williams. I thought
supposed to toss salad in Candace's face? When is that happening?
maybe
see,
they
you
must
know
go away
what?
again because most of the time they do
Somebody,
have two.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Somebody was another, I don't know if it was DJ Richie or whatever, but somebody was calling out the editing and how they were being sloppy and showing one thing because something that happened between Giselle and somebody. And I don't know if they showed it on bravo.com or whatever, but they didn't. But that's a good point. But somebody had brought up about Bravo editing. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
it
one of
was the
those,
J
just
guy.
kind
Sam?
of throw it in there to get us excited, but it's never really gonna play out. But yeah, I forgot about that because seems like when they were showing it, it was gonna happen on the Williamsburg trip. But
Sam
girl,
is
these
saying
folks are
it looks like they're going on a couples trip. So it's a
Yeah,
couples
yeah, because
trip
the
and the
kitchen looked
husbands are
different.
there.
Yeah, the kitchen
boy.
looked
I
like
bet
it was a couple's
I
trip.
bet Giselle and Robin gonna be salty the whole time.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't. Giselle shouldn't even go, honestly.
They are they gonna bunk together?
Of course.
Absolutely, in a twin bed.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
hmm But
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask this, and I'm gonna get off for real this time. I cannot fool with you girls. I cannot. Why is Robin? why are they faking this whole marriage thing? Like for why? Like for why?
That was my
Like
question too.
we all know, like
Yeah.
go through, like show a breakup and how you're bossing up and taking care of your boys and being a strong mom and you're pushing through.
Yep.
Why do this? Like it's humiliating at this point. And I know even though she's getting a check from it, she's got to cry at night or be or have depression behind the fact that she's putting on this facade that millions of people know is a facade. So what is it? And then you're trying to build a house, you're trying to plan a wedding, and you can't pay $1,700 a month for a warehouse for your booming hat business. Shut up! Shut up! I'm so
Not
tired of
booming
it,
hat business.
and I and I actually like Robin outside of Giselle because she is a
Yeah,
different person, but
agree.
she needs to get her shit together and because the whole marriage thing and sometimes she's not even wearing her ring. I had noticed it in last night she actually was wearing a little pretty Avon ring, but she halfway wears her even ring. She doesn't wear it around Giselle because Giselle gets mad. I don't know, but it's pathetic, and I wish more for her just as a black woman. But it's just it's secondhand humiliation.
No, I agree, and it's cringy. And the way he bristled when she touched them, and the look he gave her. I mean, I was embarrassed. It made my
Yeah.
stomach drop. Like when she touched his shoulder, and he was like,
Hmm.
you just, oh,
Yeah,
Almost like
it's too much.
disgusted.
I'm
it's
tired
too
of it.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so tired of it. I just want them. Somebody in the chat said Robin's going to do her famous line. I'm so glad Juan is not here right now at the couples trip. And if Juan is not here, Michael's going to be pissed.
Just want to say, Emily Abbott, thank you so much for calling in. No worries, your phone cut off. I love you, and I loved your opinion. I loved your insights, and I appreciate you calling in. And call in more anytime you guys want. Definitely call in. So I wanted to say thank you to Emily.
okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you, Candy. Thank you,
You're
sister at the
welcome.
bottom. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Whew, I might
Okay,
be
I'm gonna
going
draw
too, you
down too.
guys.
Because
Okay. Thank you,
we're a lot. But I just wanted
Sissy.
to say I thought it was just super funny the Juan and her that whole. I mean, I agree with her. Like literally, your hat business is booming. How much you're bringing in a day, but this is like to me. I honestly felt like it was another one of her moments where she scared, where she can't trust herself. She thinks she's gonna mess it up, or
Yep.
that's what it gave to me. It gave me a little bit like what's really going on. Is this hat business really doing really good? She was like, I will, put the hats out and I'll sell out in a day. I don't know if she's scared to really take that leap with her business, but she need to take a leap somewhere. Take a leap. I
Yeah.
mean, I know Juan doesn't want to like embarrass her on TV, but play this out like y'all been playing everything out. Play this breakup out. Play this whole thing out. Take care of your children. Your children getting older. They're on TV. Like this is just
Yep.
a mess. Get yourself. I honestly think that might help her out. Really, if she stopped living a facade, it might help her to really push and get herself together. That he doesn't have to come
Hmm.
over on in the mornings when they film to act like he's there. I mean, that might
Yeah,
help
because
her.
he's not there, and it was
He's not.
very clear. And if he is there, they're not sleeping in the same room.
Yeah, I said the same thing too. Either he's sleeping somewhere else or
He's
he's
sleeping
like,
somewhere else, but they
it,
clearly were not sleeping in the same room. That is
it's a
for
mess.
sure.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go and get out of here. Thank you so much,
Okay. Thank you so much,
King.
Sip with D. Yes.
Bye.
Ah. Mwah. Okay, my beautiful candy cans. So we've been on here for over 2 hours and almost 18 minutes. So I'm gonna go get some dinner. But I love you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to comment below with what you think. And as always, I love you, my beautiful candy canes. Be well and oh wait, you guys put some time in tonight. Yeah, we did. We put the time in. We did the work. Yes, 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 yes. So I love you guys. Have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some Salt Lake City tomorrow. So hit the notification bell, subscribe, and share with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. I love you guys. Mwah. Be well. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.